Hey there, welcome back to my channel. You're at the Thrifty Journal Shop. My name's Amber. If you are new here, welcome. I'm so happy you stopped by. Today, I've got two journals I'm going to share with you. I've just been really inspired lately to create, to create in my own journals. I love making journals, but I'm taking a break for a little bit making journals. Well, I shouldn't say that because I'm always inspired to make journals, but I've been inspired a lot lately to make journals for myself. I feel like I'm finding more of my style as I create, and I'm getting a lot of inspiration and ideas and just having a lot of fun creating from trash and recycled. I mean, I do use thrifted items, really inspired and just rejuvenated and just having a lot of fun creating from trash or recycled stuff. So today I've got two Christmas journals and I'm not going to work in them, but I just wanted to show you them for inspiration or ideas. And they are sort of Christmas themed. I'm probably going to do some Christmas journaling, but I'm probably going to focus more on like winter journaling. Just a caveat about me, I love all seasons. I love summer, fall, spring, winter. I live in an area that is very it's a tourist area. So in the summer, a lot of people come to visit, which is great in some sense. It gets very busy around here. So I always look forward to like the fall and spring because it quiets down. And over the years, I've really tried to embrace loving all seasons, but especially fall and winter, and especially here in northern Michigan, because it does get really sort of gloomy and you don't see the sun a lot. It's not like out west in Colorado and Montana where the sun shines, but you have the snow. So I have found for me that when I journal and then when I get outside, often, like almost every day, I try to get outside and move my body just to get out and get some air. It really helps me from getting like the blues or, because it's so dark and sometimes it's just like, where is the sun? I've got journals to play with this winter. I'll show you this one first. I love houses. I love house journals. I love shaped journals. I've gotten lots of inspiration from others. I've seen the little caravan journals and seashell journals and house journals and oh, there's so many. And I have my fabric house journal that I made that at some point I'll do a flip through. I haven't filled it yet, but I wanted to make a gingerbread house. I did find a few people who had made one. I think Possum Patty had one, and she made one, and it was really cute. She used a gingerbread house, like a wood gingerbread house from the Dollar Tree, and she painted it and made it into a journal. The coolest thing, it was pretty cool. So I got a little inspiration from her, and I already had sort of an idea what I wanted to do. So for the gingerbread house, the cover, what I did was I took just a box that I had laying around. I drew the house twice so I could have a front and a back. What I did for the front was I painted it brown, and then I had these little lights. This was just in some kind of kit that I had found thrifting. I added the snowflake. And then for the snow here, I just added some tissue paper and I did sew around it. Then I just made some really fun windows. This is some fabric. I used a seal of an envelope, the plastic seal. I added Rudolph and just some rickrack, some ribbon. And then I had these little animals from a Christmas card. I added them. I made a door. This is just a puffy sticker. And then I did add some real candy canes. So this could get interesting. It could get sticky. But I wanted some kind of candy on here. And then I just added some more tissue paper for the snow. Spine is made from part of the box. And this actually is part of Jazz, my beloved Jazz, his stocking. And I cut it up because part of it I put in his journal, but I wanted to use it. So I just sewed it to this scrap of quilt that I have, made a nice little soft spine. And then here's the back of the gingerbread house. And I probably could do some more to the back. And so I made 3 signatures and I added a little tie here. And what's nice about this is that I can set it up. It sits up. And so I set it on my coffee table and it can be like a table decoration. So this is going to be fun to work in. So inside, I lined it with some wallpaper. I added one of my acrylic paper buttons. I kind of was in a button making mood. I added a pocket, and here is another little paper button with some fabric. And I made a little tag here. This is using my Duluth catalog and just some Dollar Tree paper. So it's going to be trashy. I filled the pages with lots of book pages that I had. I had taken some journals apart. And so I used some of the pages from those journals. Some of these are just some random scrappy papers that I sewed together. And I use lots of children's books because I like to add pages to my journals that I don't plan on doing anything to. So for these papers, I'm just going to leave them as is because I like looking at children's book pages. And I like just the cake decorating pages too. So I've got lots of space in here. For some of these, I did make it shaped like a house. And so I might do like a room scene or a cozy scene. So I've got just lots of fun papers in here, scraps. I did a lot of flip outs in here. I added some of my fun trims. This is from Carrie over at the Paper Monkey. Just maps and children's books, construction paper, stationery. I have this really pretty vintage wrapping paper. So I did go ahead. I made a few pages here. I did add another button to the back. I didn't add a pocket here yet, so I might do something like that. But the back here, I just made a little scrappy pocket, and I already made some tags. And all of the stuff that I have for these journals, I put a box together, and it's just going to be like junk mail, trash. This time of year, you get a lot of holiday papers in the mail, Christmas cards, stuff like that. So I'm going to use what I have and just create. I love doing that. So this is just scraps. There's a stamp. Here's a tag, just a little die cut. I did some stamping. This is part of a recycled box. And I just added that in there. I made a little tag tuck here. And this is from the Duluth book that I got in the mail. I love the picture of the coffee. Just added these little lights and just 'tis the season. This is the Dollar Tree paper. Did some collage. So that's probably, I think, let's see what else I did. Oh, I just added this little Santa. This was part of a craft book. So I went ahead and just colored it in and added some penguins. So I did do a few pages. I added some wrapping paper here. So this is one of the journals I'm going to work in. And I know some people are doing some prompts for winter and Christmas. I like to do those sometimes, so I might do a few days of those. And then for the most part, I just sort of like to free flow. I like to memory keep, my memory keeping, how I do it, and I just like to just take it as it goes. Just the freedom of that. So I'm going to take you along with that. I still have my big trashy journal too. I'm going to be working in that one. So I'm going to be working in 3 journals off and on. So that's the gingerbread house one. Let me know if you guys are interested in something like this, because maybe next year I could make something like that. I know I had some interest in my fabric cabin. So maybe I'll make some house journals. Yeah, this is pretty trashy though. I don't know, because like the corners here, that's the thing when I make these trashy journals. I love them because I feel like that's the essence of junk journaling, is like the whole handmade, trashy, junky kind of look, but then eclectic and pretty too. Then this one, I love this journal. This is just, oh, this is fun. So I've got these free magazines. I shouldn't say free. It was like a subscription that came for a little bit, and it was Alaska. And I was using this to like tear out pages, harvest, I guess is the right word. And so I thought about maybe making it into a magazine spine, but then I was like, no, I want to use the whole space. I want to use all the pages. And it just so happened that there's like 31 pages in here. So I could journal every day if I wanted to. So for the cover, I wanted to leave the bear because I thought he was beautiful. So I added just some randomness here. This is from my tea. This is just from a Christmas card. Here's some scraps of fabric. I took apart a journal and I had some really pretty Christmas fabrics. I love this pink, this red and green. Here is a tag. Love this material. This is some painty paper that I just added. And then here's one of my acrylic paper buttons that I made. This is a Holly Hobby cutout. Some puffy stickers, some scraps of fabric, a little heart from some packaging. This is Christmas is Peace. This was from some junk mail. This is some tissue paper, another little puffy sticker. Then I love this because I love keeping my scraps of thread, especially when I use the multicolored thread, which this is my favorite thread to use. I just sewed the piece. Here's just another little scrap. This is off of some gift wrap packaging from last year. Then I did kind of reinforce the spine with some fabric. And then here's the back. Just some collage, some sticker, a star. This is some just random book page. So that is the cover and I just love it. Then I just made this cool little junky dangle. And here's just some of my really pretty acrylic beads because I love using my painty papers and bright colors. Then I added this from my tea. And then I have this just little fun dangle that I'm going to clip on here. And this was just using some packaging that I had saved off of a jacket. So I added this little snowman. I just like how it flips. Using some junk. This is just some envelope and a star, a little die cut, some of my painty paper. I've got some space here yet. This is out of my Duluth magazine, the little beaver. And then here's part of the lamb out of the Duluth. Oh, that catalog just cracks me up. And this is just out of a magazine. And I love it. It's just a little dangle and it's going to clip off here. So I'm just going to do a little flip through inside. I've done some pages. So this is just going to be scrappy. It's going to be maybe glue book style. I might do some theme oriented. I don't know. I am just going to have at it. We might do. This is the Duluth Trading Post magazine that I got. And I've already used a lot of the pictures in here, just fun stuff. I have cut out a lot and I'm going to put it in here. And I love the cover. So somehow I'm going to use this whole entire cover page in here. So this is just going to be a trashy, fun journal. And so I hope this just inspires you to use, an old magazine if you have one, because this is my first time using a magazine as a glue book junk journal. And really, it's really kind of cool. I just like how it's turning out. So I'm just going to show you some of the things that I've done in here. And then I plan on trying to have a video at least once or twice a week and just do some journaling. Here's a trashy paper doll I put together. If you haven't seen my video of my fall journal, I will link it down below. I did a flip through and I talked about being inspired by Lynn over at A Bit of Birdsong. I love her style. She does a lot of creativity in her journals with trash and upcycling, and she makes the cutest paper dolls. And I have always been intimidated with drawing faces. I've shied away from it, but I was inspired to give it a try, and I love how she turned out. So I still need to go back and either add some watercolor to her face, or I'll probably get out my colored pencils and fill her in. And then her dress there, I made the bottom using a doily, And then the top is part of a coffee bag. And then I just added a little part of the doily there. I love how she turned out. So this magazine art junk journal glue book is just going to be all about using my scraps and my Christmas supplies that I have set aside. So I went ahead and just did a few pages to set the journal up. And on this page, I've got to the left there, I used the polar bear was part of a gift box from last Christmas, and I cut him out. I added a little bow tie there around his neck that was off of some packaging. There is a background from a cake magazine, a little snowman. I drew a little coffee cup. And then I added a tea bag down there just as a little pocket tuck. And I added just a little tag. This is some die cut Christmas tree with the back is just some Dollar Tree paper. And I just added a little paper acrylic button that I made down in the corner there. And then on the other side here is just me using the Duluth catalog. I loved all the sayings in there. I added just some scraps, a little fun tag, another little Christmas tag. So it's just using what I have. I set this page up with a piece of Dollar Tree paper and made a little tuck spot there and put in just a tag with some ribbon and a little kitty cat Christmas tag. And then I did some drawings. I drew a little penguin and I drew a little gingerbread. And then I put some colored masking tape. I've got this purple masking tape and red masking tape. And I added just some painty papers and just some fun stuff there. And then on the other side, I just did a bunch of random collage. I set these pages up also. There's one of my Trashy paper dolls. I love how she turned out. And I put her in some Duluth clothes. I drew my own little mittens. I added a scarf there for her made from part of the doily. And I love those Christmas tags there. Those remind me of the 70s and 80s. I feel like every Christmas gift we ever had those same tags. Oh, those are some of my favorites. And then there's part of a mitten off of a Christmas card that I just added, and some puffy stickers and just a sticker and just another little tag. And on the other page there is some vintage wrapping paper. I covered the page with the wrapping paper and then added this junk mail envelope. I loved it. It came with the little penguin in the tree, and I added another little penguin and just a flower off of some packaging and some labels and words. And then I just added this little scrap with some tags just to have tucked in the envelope there. I might journal on the back. I always like to use the envelopes with the little openings so you can see what's inside. I'm just going to do a quick flip through of some of these pages that I have set up. I'm not going to go through every spread, but I've put some scraps of paper on some of them. I have covered some with some vintage wrapping paper, and I plan on just taking it as I go, working on it on the daily basis or just how I feel. And I'm going to take you guys along with me, and we're going to do some creative, fun journaling together. So that'll be fun. You guys can gather your scraps. I do like this page. That is some of my painty paper, and I made a wallpaper pocket, and I just added more of that Duluth catalog and a bear, and I had this chilling with my nomies in something that I got thrifting, so I added that, and I'll probably keep that page with the bears on top. Yep, we've got some wildlife in this. This was an Alaska magazine, but lots of places to add stuff and create. There's a Christmas tree. I added that from a craft book. So I've got lots of space. Here I added a back pocket and I lined it with a coloring book page that I had found at a thrift store and I liked it. Some little kid probably colored that, so I added that as the back cover. That's just a scrappy pocket with some packaging. And then I've just got some goodies tucked in there that I might use. So that is my junky, trashy Christmas journal, and I'm going to add this. I love Charlie Brown and the Peanuts. That was from a calendar. And then there is my pretty trashy doll that I'm gonna paint her face. And I've got this trashy coupon book, and I've just started adding some scraps and funness to it. I've got a tea bag and just using some scraps. I like the cookies there. There's a dog out of one of my outdoor magazines, and I just put him on there, and some other random pictures, part of my yogurt lid. I really like the back of this with the mistletoe and the pretty glasses. So yeah, I'm gonna add to that, and I might glue that in the journal as like a flip out or something. So we'll just see. We'll see what happens here. Well, guys, those are my two latest creations of journals. I had so much fun making them. I hope this gave you some inspiration. Please gather your supplies and join me. I'm going to be creating in these with trashy, recycled, just using what I have, using your stash. I hope you get outside today and find some sunshine, and I hope you find some time to create. Thanks for watching.